Hi there, friends. So, I recently got a really good question from one of my students inside my support group. How do you deliver your course? What is the best way to actually deliver it? And this is something that I teach inside my program, but I want to give you the simplified version here and why I do it the way I do and kind of how it's been changing since I started recording courses and how I record courses now and what I believe to be the very best way of doing it and the most effective way and the most valuable way, both for you and your students. So let's jump over to my whiteboard and I'll share with you my thoughts on this. So when you are creating a course, right, you usually have like 3 modules or something like that. Let's say you have just for the art, just as an example here. So we are using 3 modules, and each module has a bunch of lessons, right? So maybe you have 5 lessons for each one. So usually the way we do this is that we record our lessons one by one, or we take a whole weekend to record the whole module. So we can kind of, because if we record one lesson on Monday and then the next one on Tuesday, then maybe we have forgotten what we talked about in the last lesson, etc. So it's easier to do everything in one go, and therefore it might be it's common that you set aside time to do the whole module in one go. So you prepare everything and then you record your lessons. Now, I think there's a better way of doing it, because what I found when I was recording content like this is that I would record a lesson and then I felt like, yeah, well, I could do that better, right? Like, and then you start recording over and over again, like you'll do it like 10, 20, 30 times even, and you feel like you're making progress, but it's just becoming more and more robotic, and it ends up not being natural at all. And then you start getting tired of it, and it takes so long to create a course, and it's not fun, and you're not sure exactly what to put in it. I just think this is not the optimal way of creating a course. What I think works the very best is if you record the course live. So why is that? Okay, so when you are doing a course live, what you do is, instead of even if you have done your market research beforehand, what I do and what I would suggest you to do is that you have some sort of contact with your students and you tell them that, hey, we're going to create the first module. We're going to do M1. We're going to do it live. So you'll be able to ask all your questions, and we're going to make sure that you understand everything. And if there's anything that's unclear, then we'll clarify for you live. So I'm going to teach you the first module of the course live on this day and time, right? Day and time. So then what you do is you basically start by just asking them, hey, this module is going to be about this topic. What would you like us to cover? Is there anything in particular that you really want us to talk about in this first module that's about this topic X, right? So, and this is also where you tell people that don't forget to join the live masterclass. So that's what you can call it. You can call it a masterclass, where I'm going to teach you the first part of the course live. You can of course watch the replay, but it's much better if you join in live, because that way we can really make sure that you get the most out of this training and that you get the results that you're hoping for. So you announce the date, and you can do this on like day 7, and this one is on day 1, right? So you give people a week to put it in their calendar and to really think about the questions and to submit them beforehand, so they have a week to. So basically what you do here is you send them to a Google form, right? So you send them to a Google form, they can answer, they can put in what it is they need help with, and that way you can create the first module for them. Now, let me actually explain how that works then. So you do the masterclass live, and you can do that on Zoom. So you give that to your students. And then what you do, you have a week to prepare the presentations for all your lessons, right? So you have your 5 lessons, for instance. You prepare the presentations, the slides, and you take into account what you're getting inside the form, or the comments that you're getting from your students, right? So you're really mixing it together with what you think they need and what they think they need, right? So you're putting it together into a presentation for them that really answers their predicaments, right? And you can use their problems as examples. So if you're saying like, yeah, when it comes to this topic, something that's very common that can go wrong is this example. And that would be an example that someone has shared with you. Like, I'm struggling to solve this problem in this way. And then you can go like, yeah. So let me give you an example. So let's say you are teaching people how to start a podcast. Okay, so then someone is saying, okay, I have a podcast, but I find it hard to attract my ideal clients. Okay, and so then you use that as a tip or as an example as you're doing your first module on how to set up your podcast, right? So when you're setting up your podcast, to make sure that we're making it as easy as possible for people to find it, we put it on these different platforms, right? I think that makes sense. So then what you do is you get on Zoom, and this is the beautiful thing about Zoom, is that you start recording when you're sharing your screen and you're doing your first lesson. And then what you do is you stop the recording after you have done the first lesson. So you tell your students that, hey, we're going to record this course live, but between each lesson, that's where we do Q&A, right? So you do the first lesson, you turn off the recording, then you do Q&A with your students that are there live with you. So you ask them, did this make sense? Did you understand exactly what it is I was trying to share with you here in this lesson? Or do you have any other questions, etc.? And this is so helpful because it keeps them engaged. They feel involved in the process. You can answer and clarify whatever you didn't mention properly inside the lesson, so you can adjust your content, make it better. You're getting this direct feedback on what it is you're teaching, and you're actually interacting with people, which makes it so much natural to teach your stuff. So then once you have answered all their questions for that first lesson, then you go and you say, okay, now we're going to go into the second lesson. Is everyone ready? Great. Then you mute everyone, you hit record, you do your lesson, you do your second lesson, and then you turn off the recording and you have another Q&A. Excuse my spelling there. My hand style isn't that great. So basically you're doing your lessons, you're teaching them the course live. They're getting a chance to do Q&A with you, and basically making sure that they're following with the whole content. If you have some sort of exercises or you want to test them somehow, do some sort of quiz, you can do that between their recordings, right? I find this to be the very, very best way of doing it, because when you give yourself this time limit that, hey, it's going to be done in a week, it forces you to just take in the necessary things. You're not put in that position where you're like, how much should I put in it? Like, where should I stop? It's more like, okay, I have 7 days to do this. So I have to be straight to the point. I have to just teach them what they need to know and nothing else, right? And now whenever you're unsure what you should teach them, you just go back to the form or the comments that they gave you when you ask them what they want to learn about. If you focus on this, like if you mainly focus on what it is they want and need and why they want it, etc., and why that's important for them, and you limit yourself to this time frame, and you keep telling your students that, hey, we're doing this every 2 weeks or every week or however often you want to do it, then I think this is the best way to deliver a course. This is my experience. So how long should this be? That depends on your course. For me, it usually takes 4 hours. So we take breaks in between. The videos are not that long. They're like 10 minutes each, but it's more the Q&A that takes time and really making sure that everyone is understanding everything and getting help with their specific situation, right? So then what you want to do is you want to send people to feedback and testimonial. So this one is crucial because, and this is immediately, so this is also on day 7, right? So after the masterclass, and you can tell them that, hey, after the masterclass, if you felt that this was good and that you want to leave you want to leave a testimonial, or you want to give me some feedback on what we can do better, or what you want to learn next time, then please fill out this form. And now you're getting testimonials on this part of the course. And you're going to get testimonials where people are talking generally about your course as well. They're going to talk about the whole support thing and that you're listening to people. Testimonials that you can use for your whole course, and testimonials that you can use if you want to break this off and turn this into a smaller product, a smaller course. Because then people are going to say like, oh, this masterclass was amazing. David, your name, answered all my questions. I got all the help I needed. I really liked the way it was taught, and it really, really worked for me. I highly recommend it to everyone, right? So you're going to get those types of testimonials as well. And you're going to get feedback that is going to help you when you go and do module 2 weeks after, or next week, etc. This way you have a schedule. So you're going to get it done. You know when you're going to get your course done, and you can do your marketing based on this as well. You can tell people that, hey, next week we're going to, inside my signature program, we're going to do module 2 live. Don't worry, module 1 is there, the replay is there. And when I'm done with module 3, I'm actually going to go back and teach module 1 live again. So this is constantly evolving. This is constantly getting better and better and better, and adjusting more and more to you with the help of the feedback and that you're getting, right? So it's this optimization thing going on that makes this so powerful, and that you're getting clear timelines to follow, and clear, you're getting the material of what it is you need to put in there to make it valuable for your students. So yeah, this is the way I have found to work the best for me. This is what I teach my students. If you don't feel comfortable teaching it live, no problems. Then you can still just go ahead and do it the old way, right? And you can just put them in there. But my experience is that when you do it live like this, you record each lesson, and then you turn off the recording. That feeling when you go and check your Zoom folder, with all the replays done, you got your whole course ready to go. It's so fast, it's so natural, and it's so valuable both for you and your students. You'll be able to help them much, much more when you don't have to spend time recording a bunch of lessons. Instead, do that together with them live as a sort of presentation, live presentation, and the whole thing just works much better, in my opinion. This is what I recommend, and this is what I teach my students in depth inside my signature program how to accomplish. So let's see here. We're gonna go over here. If you think this approach is interesting, if this sounds like something for you, or if you're just stuck, or you need help, or if in any way you would like to get in touch with me and talk with me, what I can offer you is a free 45-minute strategy call. The way that works is we get on Zoom. I'll ask you where you are, where you want to go, like what are your goals, where are you stuck, what do you need help with, and how you can best reach your goals, right? And then after that, if we both feel that we're a good match with each other, then we can talk about working together, and I can tell you a bit more about my program and how it works and how it can help you, and how you can get your course out there sooner rather than later, right? That's what it's all about. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to get on a strategy call with me, go ahead and follow this link, davidvidales.com/book, and we can, I would love to talk with you, and we can see if I can help you or not. So let me know if you enjoyed this video in the comments below, and if you have any feedback, or if you have any other questions for future videos, I'd love to take a look at that and give you some more value. Take care, good luck, and I'll see you next time.